thought to explain the first solo form again. It's quite basic but quite useful, and it can be expanded a great deal. So let's first look at what the first arming sword solo form is. So I'm gonna demonstrate that to you, and then we go into details and look at some of the modifications what can be done for it. Arming sword, first solo form.
2 strides forth and 2 draw back. Keep thy guard and ne'er lose track. Strike from the left or from the right. 12 other ways by day or night. Ne'er show thy back to foe or hound. The way of the sword is honor bound. Steps forth, let right foot lead. A dance of steel, a warrior's creed. Cross downward, below, or upward arc. From left or right, so fierce and stark. Then 3 steps back, thy guard.
Alright, that was the first solo form of the arming sword. I will now explain what happens in there and then how you can modify it. So let's have a look. So we start feet open. So the first thing is to take the left foot, put it in the middle, and then the right so that the heels touch. So this is the starting point. And then you take out the sword and then open left foot and right foot. And then you lift the sword to your right shoulder and step forward with the right foot. So now we are in the fighting position here. Then next we step forward with the left foot and cut from right to left. This diagonal cut, it's aimed at the head, for example. We end up here. Next is a skip step. It is done by taking the front foot here. So we put it next to the back foot. And then when we step back here, we make this round cut. So round cut means that we start from the shoulder, we make this cut, diagonal downward cut, and we end up on the same shoulder. The next we step forward with the right foot here, and at the same time we cut down here. So the sword ends up in the right shoulder. So now we are back to the starting position. So then we skip step back to left, take the front foot, feet together, and then do the round cut here. So actually now we are in the starting position again. So this sword on the right shoulder. So it kind of repeats then. Step forward and cut, and then we do the skip step and cut, step forward and cut, skip step, cut. So this could be like attacking your opponent, and then when they are cutting at you, you will do this clearing motion with your sword and get out of the way, and then you attack again and they attack you. You step back and do the clearing motion, and then you attack again. So now what you see is happening. So when we are stepping, we are cutting forward, and when we are doing the skip step and the round cut, we are going backward. We can now change the direction. So we start here. Now we first, instead of stepping with the left foot, we will be doing the skip step first. So we skip here. This is the attack. Now this is the defense. So skip forward and then step back and cut. Skip forward, step back and cut. So you can repeat this now. Now we are doing it in the reverse order. And one very nice point here is to keep your sword in constant motion. So at first you can stop here and then, okay, what was I supposed to do? Okay, yeah, step back. So step back and cut. What was the next thing? Oh yeah, skip forward and cut. And the next one, step back and cut. So you can do that when you're beginning. But then later, try to get it like sword smooth. So the sword is constantly in motion. It's not stopping. So this is the hardest thing to learn in sword fighting, that you can actually keep your weapon moving while stepping and everything is synchronized. Okay, and then if you want, you can change the direction also. So you can go here, forward cut, this is how we started. But you can do also skip, skip. Forward, you can step forward and back. My right foot is stepping, I'm skipping. So I'm here, like one step footwork. Now I'm skipping here. You can change direction as often as you want. So that's one thing in this exercise. But let me tell you a little bit more about it. So the timing of the cuts. There was one question also about that. So when should I cut with the sword? So if I'm stepping like this, if I step into my opponent's range, they will hit me. So in that case, this step first and then cut, it's not going to work. But if your idea is that the opponent is out of range, so I need to do something about it, I'm going to make my opponent cut first. So you already know that when I'm stepping forward, my opponent is likely to cut. So as soon as you see them moving, you will also cut. So this will be the block. Then you have to start with your leg first to make an opening. They are probably thinking that's a stupid guy, but you already had a plan that when I will block it and then maybe cut it. So in that case you will step first. Then the other option here is that I'm going to step and cut at the same time. So it looks like this. So when my foot lands, so at this point the sword is making contact with my opponent, and then it just goes here. So this is kind of your default option. If you don't have anything else, you can just like make an attack. So what we are doing, we are closing the distance, and this is like a direct attack. So for example, what we are doing, the opponent is pointing their weapon at us and we want to clear that away. So we are not going to step first because they will be thrusting or cutting at us. So we want to get their weapon away as fast as possible. Or if they are not doing anything, we are going to hit them. So in this case, you will step and cut at the same time. Because as soon as you have the reach, you also have the contact. So this is a typical option. For example, you can do that. But what about this one then? You cut first and then you step. Really stupid, right? You cut first and then you step. So what is that guy doing? It's a bait. It's once again a bait. Because what we want to do, we want to put our sword into a position from which we will react to opponent's attack. So quite easy. So my sword is already moving here. Remember, we are not stopping. So I'm coming here. And when my opponent attacks, I will just clear it and cut the guy. So I could be cutting to the legs. So it's tiny change in the timing, but the idea is that I will cut here. Now I'm stepping. Now he's cutting. I'm blocking here. So I'm sending my sword ahead in time so that it's not here when I've stepped. If I would be doing this, so when my leg hits, my cut is kind of trying to hit the other guy. If they are now hitting me, it will be difficult to block from here because they are already hitting me. But if I send my sword first, now I can catch theirs. So there are at least 3 timings. And that is related to the stepping, the simple step, the one step. So let's look at the skip step also. It gives you even more possibilities. This is a little bit advanced, but we have like the starting position, middle position, end position. So I'm just showing you that when you start from here, you can cut here and then you can skip. So it's like this. This is the sending the sword forward. So if they have something to give you, you can clear it and go. But this is more like a bait, like the last one here previously. Then the other option is that you move first here and then you cut from there. It's like, oh, what's happening? And then, so in this case, nothing happens much here. And then you can once again select what you want to do. Do you want to step first and cut, or do you want to step and cut at the same time, or do you want to first like cut and step, depending on what you want to do. If you are making a direct attack, or if you are baiting, if you are trying to make your opponent to attack you first, which is what I recommend. And the last one, of course, is you skip fully and you cut only here. So it's like a cut first, skip, half skip, cut here, and then. And at each stage, you basically have those 3 timings. So that the sword goes first, I move. So in this first part, leg moves and sword moves at the same time, and then I just end up here. Or I go here, then sword moves into the second stage. Or the leg and sword move at the same time, or hit at the same time, or the sword goes first. Right. So you can experiment with those things, but it's gonna be really difficult without a training partner and without sparring to understand how they are used. But let me finish with this. So it's not always the thing that sword goes first or sword goes with the front foot. It is not always the thing. It depends on the situation and especially what you want to do. Are you baiting, or what are you going to do next with your sword? Okay, I hope that wasn't too confusing, so I'll end it here. See you next time.